Alright, welcome back to the farm. As you can see in the garden today, it's been so wet we can't even get in here. It rains every evening, and the weeds are showing, right? But as you can see out through there, so are the plants. So is the garden life. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough of the garden, let you see all the plants, the okra, the Tromboncino squash, the zucchini, the regular summer squash or crookneck squash, and then some of the cucumbers. Yeah, definitely need to get a hoe in the garden, but like I said, it's too wet right now, so stick around. Alright, right here is the first two rows of okra. You can see there's no blooms on them yet, but the plants are nice and healthy. Won't be long, look in there. Alright, come over here, and here is our Tromboncino squash. You can see that one's vining out. So what we're going to be doing today is actually going to be putting a fence up along that whole row, and then allowing those to grow up that fence. And you can see all the little blooms that's getting ready to start on all of them. So it won't be long and we'll be covered. Oh, look there. That was not there 2 days ago. Two of them right yonder. Let's see what else is out through here. See these right here is what's going to wrap around the trellis or the fence that we put up. It's going to hold it up. Let those grow off the ground. I'm not seeing any more active growers on there yet, but we will find out more when we pick all that up off the ground. Alright, here is regular old crookneck squash. So what I want to look for here too, y'all can't even see that. All right, here we go. Is any evidence of vine borer? So far, no. But we do have blooms, big beautiful blooms. So what you'll look for is a little bit of sawdust around the base of the plant to know if you got vine borers. Right here's our bowls that we use to catch vine borers. We'll refill those with fresh water today. Surprisingly, nothing yet. The bowl. Hey, look there. Got a little squash on right there. A little squashy. Brighten you up a little bit. There we go. Again, crookneck squash. There's about 5 on this one. So we're getting ready to go to the beach. So those will all be eat before we get back. Mom and Dad will get a hold of them for sure. But absolutely no vine borer so far. So got those little bugs in there. Not sure what they are, but we've caught quite a few throughout the weeks. Oh, look there. Zucchini. Beautiful zucchini. You want to check these for vine borers. There's 2 zucchini. Where did it go? There we go. Can y'all see that? I can't really see that. It's so bright and so dark at the same time. I don't understand it. 2 more zucchini. There's going to probably be the first one that comes off right there. There's another one right on the other side of this weed here. Right there. Another one there. All that, and no evidence of vine borer yet. Another zucchini. Big old zucchini plant here with quite a few zucchini on it. We'll search for vine borer on this one. Still no evidence yet. Okay. Alright, so down this end of the garden, I have to brighten you back up. Cloud come over. We got our, I believe these are the burpless cucumbers. They're just now beginning to take off. And as you can see, they are being overran with weeds. So if anybody wants a job hoeing a garden, I can't pay you, except for maybe food. You're more than welcome to come hoe a garden. And it's wet in here too. Get that old Johnson grass growing. It is just, it's soupy wet in here. See, right here's a plant, right? But it is being so crowded with other stuff that it can't get enough light and can't get enough moisture to grow. So what we'll do is we'll pull all this up right close to him and see if we can help him out a little bit. That's a little better. All right, so like I said, those are either burpless or whites, and whatever those aren't, these are. Okay. The plant's growing fine. There's a couple buds, blooms. So we will have fruit before too long. Again, Johnson grass, and I don't know what that grass is, but it's just awful. But weeds galore, and we don't use chemicals in our garden. So, all right, this right here, somebody remind me what this thing's called. It is silver something. It is a weed, but it is edible, so not everybody's gonna pick that and throw it away. Some people will leave it on there. I don't technically need it, so I'm picking it. Here's some more of it. So somebody tell me what that is. This guy right here, that thing, pick those early because they got stickers on them and they flat hurt. I don't know what it's called, but they hurt. Ow. Get rid of them as early as you can. Like I say, I am behind because there's a bunch of them in here. I'll probably be able to hit that off. Yeah, but I'm gonna get gloves and pick those. They're everywhere. And it don't take them long to seed either. And then you'll be stuck with a bunch of pricklies. But again, you got weeds growing, crowding out the okra. Ow, there's one of them prickly thingies. Gosh. So look at them thorns on it. See that thorn? No, you can't see that thorn. There's that thorn. See that thorn? I can't even see the thorn now, so I know y'all can't. It might be in me. But yeah, they got thorns. Believe me. But the okra on this end, something happened to that row right there to where it didn't plant very good, but this outside row did. And I'll generally, like I said, I'll go and get rid of all those weeds when it's time to start picking the okra. Just because I'm gonna be sitting on a bucket coming down through here and I'm picking away, and I got time. And it will be hot. It is hot today. It's right at 90 degrees. It's the 17th of June, I believe. And as soon as my help gets here, we will put up the trellis. So we'll show you doing that. Trellis, fence, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're going to use. That's up to you. What we're going to do is come in, put fence post in, and take a long thing of cattle fence or whatever, chicken wire, I don't know what you call it. That stuff over there in the weeds, we're going to pull that out, put it in the ground. All right, here's the stuff I'm using. I'm gonna roll this joker out just to see if it's long enough to reach the whole length of the garden. I should have at least one of those rolls be long enough to make it in one stretch, not have to piece nothing together. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to use two. I can't find the long one. It may be still rolled up in there. That's okay. Now I gotta get the fence post and drive them in the ground. All right, next, we're just driving fence posts. These are not quite the fence posts I would have preferred. They're like a little bit thinner, flimsier stuff, but it's not holding back animals, it's just holding up plants. It's hard to do with a bad shoulder. Hand upside down. We ain't gotta go crazy deep. We just need it in the ground. Like I said, we're not keeping animals in. We just keeping plants up. Well, pay attention to where your fence is going to be. You want the little holders to the outside. Thank the Lord, it's so wet. Gently move all of the plants that have wandered out into the middle and attached themselves to stuff out of the way of where you're going to be putting the fence down through here, and then we will put them back on it here in a minute. Alright, as I come in, you walk down.
Wait a minute. I gotta get down here.
No, you're fine. I grabbed the very end of it.
told. I can. Okay. These two together, maybe hold it freaking.
Alright, we've got the fence up. Guys, it's hot out here. I'll lay my hat off for a minute. Maybe my mosquitoes won't eat me alive. Alright, so here's the Tromboncino squash. As you see it, it's got its little curly cues. So we're gonna carefully wind these leaves and everything up through here. Again, better if you do this a week or two ago. We've just been really busy. We had Bible school, we had all kind of stuff. And we'll just let that thing grow like that. So that's one runner off of that one. We'll go down here and find a couple more. And once these things see this and realize they can grow up, they'll do the rest on their own. Here's one going backwards, so we'll pull him over here, let him grow up. Set him down. Buddy, get up in there. There we go. This one was one that was laid across that way. We'll take it and let it grow up. The cool thing about these things was, as I was getting these out of the ground, there were some of these little parts right here that rooted. So I could probably snap that plant off, take it down there somewhere else, and it grow and stay alive. All right, here's one with a Tromboncino squash on it. So we're gonna be extra careful with him. He is already into his neighbor over here. See little squashes there? There's two of them. So we want them to be able to grow and reach for the sky. We'll gingerly guide him up through here. Probably people on here that have been growing these a lot longer than I have, and they might know better. Like, it might be better to pick that one off right now and just wait until another one comes off up here. But until we know that, we're just gonna let him be. I'm gonna get me a drink and I'm gonna go finish this and I'll bring you back. All right, so we're gonna go in and fill our bowls up real quick. We'll just go through each one of them, put our bowls, our water in the bowls. And then we'll come back in a day or so if the rain doesn't wash all of them out. And we will see if we caught any more vine borers. There's a big bug we get right now. Squash bug. He gone. I think that's it for as far as the bowls go. Alright, so here is our squash now running up the trellis or fence. So we'll just continue to keep helping those along till they get trained to grow on their own, and then that'll be it. Alright guys, it's about 11 days later. I think today's the 28th of June. And I believe I do have vine borers now, so I'm gonna walk you down through here, let you see some of that. Weird thing is we got one big squash or zucchini plant right here, the dark green on the very end. Biggest plant we got. On the other end, we have a crookneck squash that looks exactly the same way. This one's putting on zucchinis, that one's putting on squash. But I haven't done anything different to them other than, you know, this vertical, you know, say if this was horizontal line tilling, this is closest to the vertical line tilling, okay? So, yeah, that's the only difference, but kind of weird. But you can see it right here. This little stuff right here kind of looks like sawdust in a way. That's evidence of a vine borer right there. Great example of the vine borer bug or larvae being in there putting out sawdust. So he's going to be in there eating the inside of that vine. Alright guys, that is the garden for the 28th of June. As you can see, about half our plants got vine borers, so our bowls didn't work perfectly, okay? I know during the first time I checked those bowls, we had a bunch of the vine borer moth in there. So whenever they came out again, those bowls had to be empty, or they already had the vine right there at them. I'm not sure, but they didn't work perfectly. Next year we'll try to do, or this fall and winter, we'll try to change up our tilling, try to till it before it freezes, get all those larvae to the surface, let it freeze, till it again after it thaws, get everything up to the surface again, let it freeze, till it again, let it freeze, and then till in the spring. That we done that before, and that seemed to be the best result we've ever had. But you know, hey, we'll try both of this. We'll continue going on. We'll continue to try to kill those moths. Probably go and before the season's totally over, pull all of the affected plants, get those out and burn them. That way that bug can't live, right? That thing can't drop out of there. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you know, gardening without chemicals is tough, but it's rewarding. You take the fruit out of the garden, wash it off, and you can eat it. You don't have to worry about anything being in it, on it. You know, it's maybe some pee from animals and bugs, but that's it. But let me know in the comments if you got any non-chemical solutions for both bugs and weeds. Burning, I think I burnt too late, so I think I'll burn the garden earlier. Like as soon as it starts to show your sign of drying out, I think I'm gonna burn it, and I believe that'll help get a lot of that stuff that's still on the surface off. And then next year I'm also going to plant the plants wider apart, maybe a couple less rows of okra, and then make it where I can get the tractor in between the rows, and then you just start worrying about the little stuff after that, because you get the tractor down through there with the tiller on it and be fine. But yeah, please like, subscribe, share, comment. We need some comments. Help me out on my garden, and that's going to help others out on their garden. That's how we're going to get it done. Surprisingly, there's not a bunch of the Japanese beetles this year for some reason. There is June bugs out there right now, and we normally have a bunch of the like stink bug looking stuff, the squash bugs. Haven't seen a lot of those yet. Maybe it's a little early, but Those things are aggravating, so that's good. I don't know what we did to make that happen, but maybe y'all know. But I'm gonna spin you around here and let you look at this big zucchini plant, and then from here you can see that big squash plant on the other end. And they're just so dark green. Everything else is like a light green, and those two are just dark green and just as full as they can be. But please come back, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you. You see that guy right there, and then all the way on the other side of the garden right there. Zucchini and a squash plant, both on the very ends of the rows. And there's a big look at the weeds. Johnson grass all over all my cucumbers.